All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Coach Mark Shields, as we are every week during the high school football season, brought to you by Allen Insurance. And Coach, uh, hey, listen, what a great win down Tuesday night in Bath on a cold night.
Yeah, it was a little chilly down there, Chris. It's always interesting to me, like when the action's happening on the field, I'm not feeling the cold, but at halftime, I was thinking, oh, it's a little chilly. And then after the game, I was thinking, oh, this is downright cold. Um, but yeah, it was a good victory for the Trojans to go down, sorry, to go down to Morse for a second time and beat them on their own, field. And they're just a really, really well coached team. Classy kids, classy coaches. So we knew that they were going to come out and play hard. And they've been dealing with some injury, like a lot of teams. Their starting quarterback, he wasn't able to suit up, and he's one of their best athletes. And they did a nice job. They schemed well, and they put their best athletes back there, and they ran some stuff that we weren't anticipating. And it took us a good quarter to really figure out what was going on. I mean, they came out that first drive, and I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 plays later, they're kicking a field goal and they're up 3-0. And I'm thinking, holy smokes, we're gonna have a hard time stopping these guys tonight. But we did make some, adjustments, and defensively we started to figure some things out, and then offensively, I thought we were pretty consistent most of the night, moving the ball and able to get the ball in the end zone. And it was nice to see, like Lincoln Gray. Lincoln's been a guy. He's a freshman, and he's been coming along. He's been starting now at our running back position for maybe a month. And he finally, that second half, busted out a little bit and, had a big touchdown run to seal the deal. And, it's huge having him, playing well, because it's just adds another weapon to our offense that a defense has to try to stop. So, overall, we were pleased. I thought special teams overall played pretty well. And, we just wanted to steal a win and get out of Bath as quickly as possible.
When you scored that safety and the score was 3-2, I thought I was doing baseball as opposed to 8-man football. I mean, I can't ever in 17 years ever recall broadcasting a 3-2 football game. It was just weird.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever coached in a 3-2 football game. So, and that was a big play for us, because that sort of got us some momentum, and we got the ball right back, and then we were able to get it going offensively. So yeah, that was huge at the time.
And then someone had mentioned that they thought that this was the Trojans' first road playoff victory.
So it's interesting, because I spoke to Chris James and Nick Grant and Wayne Gray, guys, old time MDI guys, and
yeah.
They weren't exactly sure. Chris James seemed to think it wasn't. I mean, of course, they've been playing football at MDI since 1968, so I have no idea before, I showed up in 96, and definitely not since 96. Not in my tenure, we haven't been able to win a playoff game. So you're right. Recent history, we definitely haven't. So it was a nice win for us on the road.
Yeah, I mean, think 96, that's 17 years ago. So yeah, that's a long time.
Chris, I know you're not a math major, but that's actually 27, but that's okay.
God, right? Yeah. No, my wife's a math teacher, right? Yeah. Don't expect me to do early math early in the day.
Hey, I'm a bad guy, and I picked up on it. Come on.
There you go. So you've got the big victory there, and now that sets up the regional finals against Camden Hills. Will be down in Rockland. That game's Saturday, at 1, and we'll have the game on the air starting at 12:40. But we kind of thought, at least I did. I mean, I remember telling the AD, well, I think we'll see you again, and he thought so too, and that's how it's proven out. That it'll be Camden Hills and MDI for the regional finals.
Yeah, we went down there and, we played hard and it just didn't go our way that day. And I mean, Camden Hills is undefeated, so you know, they're the team to beat. I mean, they're the top seed and they're the team that everybody's looking at, and rightfully so. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they have a lot of weapons. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. They have a strong quarterback. He has a strong arm. They have a lot of good receivers, a lot of good running backs. I mean, pick your poison. Who you want to try to stop for Camden Hills, and so that's going to be a difficult game for sure. It's going to be on their home field, and they're going to be all excited to try to win a Northern Maine championship, and we're just hoping we can go down there and play well.
Weather looks to be good. I mean, I think it's no rain and in the 50s, so it's a good football day.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it's been a little chilly at practice here the last couple of days. Some of the guys, it was funny, today being Friday, so Wednesday we were out there on the practice field, and some of the guys, they were just in t-shirts, had no sleeves, and the next day, last night, I noticed those guys had sweatshirts on. So it's been chilly for sure, but it's football weather.
The question how we're going to really measure if it's cold or not is Dan Vibert wearing long pants yet?
Yeah, well, probably not if it's going to be in the 50s. Chris James is another one. He's been wearing shorts and he's superstitious, so he's thinking I'm gonna have to keep wearing shorts.
Yeah, I know Dan, and down in Bath, he was, and Chris, they were both in shorts, and Mark Arnold and I were ready to set the press box, a fire in the press box, so that way we would stay warm. But yeah, it's chilly. Who did you give the game ball to from Tuesday night's win?
Yeah, so you know what? We didn't issue a game ball. It was such a quick turnover to play on a Tuesday. We went right back to business on Wednesday. So we really haven't had time to even think about it. I mean, we got home, I don't know, 11:30
Yeah, late
Tuesday night, and by 3:30, Coach Shields, I know Coach Arnold the same. We were up already breaking down tape and getting ready for Camden Hills and trying to have a game plan ready to go, come 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. So we didn't actually issue a game ball. There are a lot of guys that played well against Morse and are well deserving. But it's funny, the kids didn't even mention it. I think we're just so focused on now, the next opponent, that we haven't really been thinking about the Morse game.
So, obviously, I mean, it's just a weird week because you had a game Tuesday, like you said, you didn't get home till almost Wednesday, and now you're turning around and you're playing again on Saturday afternoon. I mean, it just compresses everything as tight as it possibly can be.
Definitely. It's been interesting. Like you said, I mean, normally a typical week for us, right? If we play Friday night, then Monday's going to be a film and walkthrough and lift and that sort of thing. And then Tuesday, Wednesday are work days. Thursday's another walkthrough, and then you play Friday. And we step on the field the day after playing a physical football game against Morse on Wednesday, and we're already back to work. I mean, we went through all our special teams, and we went through our offensive and defensive game plans. And offensively, we were running some offense to get the guys ready to go. And then yesterday, being Thursday, was another pretty intense practice for us because it was a work day. So the guys didn't have any, real chance to rest, but they understand the situation and they're excited about it. And even tonight, being Friday, which typically will be our pregame, and we'll do some of our pregame stuff. But for me as a defensive coordinator, we're going to do an individual breakdown time with our players, and we're going to do a team defensive time, much like a work day. So to get these guys ready, because we just want to make sure they get the reps before Saturday.
And this is obviously a time of the year where conditioning plays I mean, this is the 2 days in August on a short week like today. This is when it really shows.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We talk to the kids a lot about that. Control what you can control. And I mean, we work our kids hard. I mean, I know every coach says that, but I mean, those guys are out, August 14th, and we're doing stations. And we do that for the first 2 weeks of the season. And, late in the season, it pays off for us. I mean, it really has paid off for us over the years. And, I feel like our guys are in really good game condition right now.
We don't want to give away too much because obviously, as we've talked over the years, you're the only coach that does a taped pregame. And we know other coaches are watching. And so, Christy, I'm sorry, we're not going to tell you about the game plan for Friday right now. But, I mean, this is where it's all been. And now you've got the big game against Camden Hills. What do you want to tell the fans? Hopefully, we're doing this again next week. I mean, we'll do a coach's show anyway, but hopefully it's preparing for the state finals. I mean, the state finals are Saturday, November 11th at 2:30 at Cameron Stadium in Bangor. Be nice to play on the turf there, wouldn't
it? Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Right.
I mean, we got a heavy opponent in front of us right now, but yeah, as far as the community, it's been amazing. It's just been amazing my entire tenure as head coach, the support that we get. And even here in the building at the high school, teachers are behind us and they talk to the kids and talk to me and Mark Arnold. And, it's just an exciting time of year. And, I'm just really pleased for our kids to be able to have that opportunity to step on the field in a Northern Maine championship. There's a lot of kids that never happens for. So our guys are very fortunate and they've worked hard and they deserve to be there. They've earned that right to step on that field. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a good football day in the 50s, 1:00 at Camden Hills High School. And I think it'd be a fun game to watch.
We want to give a special shout out to the cheerleaders who, I mean, let's face it, Tuesday night was Halloween. And I mean, they gave up their night. They went down there. They were loud. They were proud. And also the parents and the fans. I mean, there was great support down there. There were more MDI banners than there were Morse banners looking around the field.
Yeah, I thought so too. One of my coaches said, I think we may have had more fans than Morse. I don't know if that's true or not, but we travel all right. And Camden Hills isn't really a long trip for us. It's another coastal town, whatever, an hour and 45 minutes by car. You can be down there. And I know the guys feel it, as many fans as we can get down there. I've been told that they're going to try to get a student fan bus down there. And I hope that happens. I know there's a big cross country meet right over in Belfast before us, and we're rooting on the Trojans there for sure. Desiree and her awesome team. And maybe those kids can make the trip over. It's right next door. Some of those parents and kids can come over and support us on the football field. So
yeah. And speaking of Desiree and her team, I mean, I know that they are going for their last run today, and then she takes them into the ocean. It's just I spoke to Curtis Samar the other night, and I said, your daughter's going into the ocean, and he looked at me and he was like, "What?" And I said, "Oh yeah, he didn't know she was going in the." I said, "Oh yeah, they're going in they go up to their waist, and a couple of these kids are foolish enough that they'll go under." And I mean, I'm going down to take photos and stay well up on the beach because I mean, it's Bar Harbor right next to the boat ramp next to the Bar Harbor Inn. And these kids will be in that water for 10 minutes today, getting all the lactic acid out of there. I'd be like promising, Coach, it's all out. It's all out. I don't need to go in, but obviously it works.
Yeah, she's doing something right. She's got numerous state championships. So I'd say if she had them in the water in years past, maybe they need to go in the water this year. And those cross country kids are tough. I mean, we see them. It's funny that we'll see them out on the practice field running up and down the hill, and we're, going through our stuff, and our guys are like, boy, that seems like a lot of work. Like, yeah, it does, guys. They're tough kids.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to be running 2.5 miles at that pace on, throughout every kind of weather that there is. No, not at all. All right, Coach. Thanks for taking the time today. Best of luck on Saturday, and go get them.
All right, Chris, thanks.